We are live in Las Vegas. UFC 269.
Oh shit!
That's fuck with
How
me.
did fights go this past
Fights
weekend?
were great.
Yeah.
Fights were very good. Top to bottom. A lot of people, man. I can't call myself like some like super fan, but I'm definitely more into it than some others.
I need to take the fucking laptop home. I don't know what I'm doing on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
Saturday night I didn't do shit.
ain't much, but whatchamacallit, because a lot of people will only watch the main card,
Yeah.
right, which is like those top 5 fights, so
I
they'll
mean,
only watch the main
But
event.
who's gonna? Why? I mean, why judge them? It's it's like.
No, it's all straight, but it's like,
are those people aren't claiming?
no,
they're
no,
like
no,
hard
no.
O's?
That's my thing though. It's like I'm not gonna bitch about it. And like I said, I'm not gonna act like there's levels to this shit, right? So I'll like watch UFC top to bottom cards, because to me it's more fun when I can actually enjoy those like no-name fighters, because I understand like, oh, their past few fights and how this matchup's gonna look and blah blah. And I'll watch sometimes some of the big fights and other organizations like PFL or Bellator, but for the most part, though, I'm not like the super fan who's watching all the like European, like random Russian organization fights. Like I'm just not into that. There's one dude I follow on Twitter that on some like Saturdays, literally from like 8 a.m. through 1 a.m., he's reposting shit from different random organizational fights. It's like, oh fuck.
So he's taking his whole day.
You literally could just chill and like watch fights all around the world like all day long. Yeah, theoretically.
Hope
but
he's getting paid doing that.
yeah, he's got a good following. Yeah, he does
Okay.
good. Yeah.
That's what to say.
But anyway, fights were good though. Fights were good. Pretty crazy.
I need to get into it. I enjoy watching it. I just forget that it comes on and that we have an access to it.
We do it. Yeah, we do have a plug.
So I just need to take the laptop home.
Yeah.
Plus
But
I got
anyway,
a
what'd
brand
you
new
do this
TV.
weekend?
Worked. What I usually do.
That's right.
Put in that work.
Oh,
So Friday. I'm trying to think. Friday was okay. Worked here, obviously. Didn't do shit. Went home, passed out. Oh, I went out to fucking Wong's. That's where I went.
Yeah,
Friday.
Torchies.
Torchies.
Torchies tacos, right?
Which is coming soon. But no, we went to Wong's. It fucked.
That burrito.
Burrito smashed my soul for sure.
Yeah.
Had the appetizer. Definitely check it out if you're into like Mexican or even Chinese. They sell like Chinese shit there too.
Yeah,
it's like a hybrid.
it's supposed to be a hybrid, but I'd say it's more Mexican.
Yeah, it's like definitely
or
a Mexican
Hispanic,
twist.
I should say.
Well, listen here.
Hispanic food.
I'm an
like South
American.
American.
Somebody from Mexico.
Yeah, no,
would be a Mexican.
It is, but it's not purely probably Mexican food. It's probably a mix of South American.
Okay, I didn't know if
style
you were
food.
like saying like you were afraid to say the word.
No.
Mexican.
That I'm not being politically correct. I just mean, like if you go to Casa
Speak
Grande,
English, boy.
yeah, if you go to Casa Grande, I guess it is Mexican food, but
It's like
I'm sure.
Spanish.
Yeah. So it's like
Hispanic, whatever.
Hispanic, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. So it's out in the short pump area, which I hate. Short pump.
Hater.
Fucking, you hit every single stoplight from 64.
That's if you go straight through West Broad. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you go down 288?
No, but if
you go around your elbow,
get
get
off,
your ass doing
if you
that.
get off before the short pump exit and kind of weasel your way around, you can hit the back roads.
Yeah. Well, next time.
It's a little tip from a native.
If Google Maps can hook me up and give me that route, obviously it's not quicker because it said this route was quickest.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this shit, I hit every single light, and of course it's busy. It's holiday
Yeah,
season.
on a Friday you're gonna
everybody's
get fucked.
shopping, and it's like
Yeah, the
holy
mall's
shit,
popping.
man.
Yeah.
But worth the trip if you like tacos and burritos and shit. But anyways, Saturday, warm day, very warm, kind of.
Yeah,
broad.
weather's weird, dude. It was cold as
so
balls this morning, warm on the
we
weekend.
came in, rode that morning on the stationary because I was iffy if it was going to rain or not, which it ended up raining on and off, so I just didn't ride outside. Did 2 hours on the stationary here, and then went down to the river to work on the property down there. And the thing I've been fucking busting my, like literally my hands and ass on, mainly my hands, is these fucking windowsills.
I
down
saw
there.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Did you figure it out? I saw
Yeah, I
some guy
figured it out.
comment.
Dog.
Oh, he was
So-
a smart ass.
Listen, I don't know if it's a boomer thing, but people of all ages kind of commented in after the fact. I think it's like more
I only
so-
saw one comment. Let me go
I
check
deleted
him
the
out.
post.
Oh no.
Because it was worthless motherfuckers. I'm sorry for anybody that might have commented, but I don't think anybody probably listens to this commented. But only 2 people posted something actually worth value. Everybody else, one dude said, all right, so for context,
They
I
said
posted,
just open it.
for context, the post said, hey, if you know how to open these windows or unlock them, because they're older, they have these weird like
Yeah, they look kinda
deadbolt locks
strange,
in them for a shithole house. Why would you put locks on those windows? If I want to get in, I'm just gonna break the window.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's stopping? Fuck that
Yeah.
lock. Anyways, I said, hey, if you know how to open it, comment below. I'd love to get some help. First comment was like, oh yeah, hit me up, message me if I might
That's
be
the
able to help
guy
you.
I saw.
Yeah. Great. I didn't message him. I got busy, forgot. Sorry, my man. And next comment was, use a brick. Dog. I mean, haha, that was funny. Next guy, use a bat. It was just one after the other.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, it's Clownville. Fucking Clownville.
He's been a professional clown for 30 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, let me delete this shit, man. You got a bunch of clowns out here.
It's not even funny.
It's not even, like,
No.
I see where they think it's funny. It's like, haha funny, but it's like, dog, either you got
No.
value or get the fuck.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to solve
Yeah,
the
I'm
solution.
actually going to
yeah.
fucking now block you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm friends with you on Facebook to begin with.
Yeah. Do you have? So I was looking on my Facebook Saturday night just randomly, and do you ever just you pop on there very very randomly, and then you see some weird post from somebody, and you're like, that's kind of weird. So you click on it. It's like an old friend that you knew from years ago, that you worked with or something, and you look at their account, and you're like,
It's sad.
well, no, you're like, either this person is like, fucking really into something, or they've lost their mind. Like, it's either they're a devout religious maniac that's like praising Jesus Christ every day for everything, and they're like saying that the rapture is coming, or they're like trying to sell you on some Amway or some weirdo business, or they're in and out of fucking drugs or whatever. It's like you click on somebody, you're like, what the hell is going on?
I see a lot of unhappy
people.
people.
Yeah. Or
And
just
like
people
they
complaining about shit.
complain, and I see how you can fall into it if you don't.
What are you doing on Facebook? No one really uses that shit.
Well, that, and also, what are you doing complaining on Facebook?
Yeah.
Like, you can complain, but just like Facebook,
a lot of people want attention.
Well, it's not going to fix it.
I've seen usually it's the older crowd that's not as on Instagram. So like older than you, so like the kind of like mid or later 30s, where they will post on there like, oh, I just got in this breakup, or oh, I'm having a hard time with this job, or nothing's working out. Like, and they just want people to kind of like and comment, be like, it's okay, like, I'm always here for you, and everything will be all right. Hey, try this job, or like they just need like these pats on the back or these like supportive people, because A, they probably don't have a good support structure in their their current life, in real life, and then B, they haven't built up enough structure or confidence in themselves and in their own life that they can't like handle everything, so they just, I guess, resort to complaining on Facebook.
Yeah, and I can see the side of where people can get lost in that.
Yeah,
they get blind to knowing that it's them.
Mm-hmm.
They're the problem. Why they're not probably most likely they're probably their own problem of why they're not happy with either their job or their body. It's probably a multitude of things that just stack up, and then they just vent it on Facebook, and it's like, hey, how about just don't open Facebook and just focus on you? Like, focus on what you can do. I don't know. Like, I see a lot of people, and it's like the way they can complain or vent on Facebook, you can tell it's deep down themselves. Like, it can't be anybody else's problem.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not
I want to bitch your moan and pick your brain. What do you think about the metaverse and NFTs and shit like that?
Don't know a thing about it. All I know is hey, while you got them goggles on, I'm going to be out here stealing your money.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to be living in the real world.
Yeah, because I know our boy, shout out to Miles Hicks, he keeps posting about it and shit and asking questions.
If you aren't killing it in the real world, you aren't going to kill it in the meta.
Yeah, you
right?
better get
Like,
run
it's,
over.
It's, I mean, I'm not calling out Miles or anybody in particular, but like the meta is not going to be like some hack, I don't believe. At least the way I see it, whatever works in the real world is only going to transfer into that world.
I don't believe it's going to really evolve into something as in-depth as like the metaverse, which in a broad sense could lead down the road to something like the Matrix, where you're literally like encapsulated in like some kind of virtual reality, right? Because I guess that's where it'd be headed. I mean, if it's more than just you're logging on your computer and you're actually, let's say your arms are in something and you got the Oculus on and you're like fully in something, I don't think we'll get there in our lifetime, or it'd be like much later. And I think it would faction out into people who do that shit and people who don't. Because there's so many people that are literally well, not only like probably couldn't afford something like that, or in countries that don't have the same culture as us, but also are so outdoors and like real life driven that you can't really replace that. Like
No.
lifting and running in this virtual thing could not give you the same sensation of actually building your
Yeah.
body and everything like that. And anyone who's actually like, well, no, actually, it could like, you'll have this body and this thing. That just tells me like you're way too focused on just the fakeness and virtual. Like you're not happy with the option of real life if you're so excited and chasing after this virtual, fantasy, basically.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The real world's always going to be here. Once you pull those things off, you're still going to have to
Yeah.
deal with your own personal problems while you're still unhappy with yourself in the real world. It's always going to be here. Power goes off, the shits ain't going to work,
Well, I think, one, I don't really even think it's going to work out in the way that people are like kind of putting the positive spin on it. And
Yeah.
two, the bigger problem that I have with it, other than, it's not for me, is I think it's an awful thing for society. I think we've seen like social media has so many pros, and it might even be more pros and cons. But the more that people are literally sucked into it, like we just talked about with Facebook, people don't know how to communicate anymore. A lot of younger kids that we're seeing are coming up, and they just can't like speak the same. They're not used to having like social interactions the same. I mean, people date through apps now. They don't really talk or ask for numbers or meet people in person as much as they used to anymore.
Yeah.
Which, again, there's pros and cons to both things, but I feel like, giving people, especially because the youth are going to be what's on it first, giving the youth this almost escape from reality is just going to leave us a shell of, I feel like what society is best at.
Yeah. I don't know how, because I don't know enough about it and where it's going to be 10, 20 years from now or 5 years from now, but I can see it being another avenue like a YouTube or an Instagram where you can become an influencer in that world, but like still at the end of the day, once you pull those goggles off, you got to face reality.
Yeah, and I don't even think most people have a actual concept of like what it is. Like it's not really a thing right now. It's just like I guess I didn't watch the full conference that Facebook did, but I think essentially it's supposed to eventually be something you can actually like live in and escape. But I think for at least the next few decades, it'll just be a more immersive version of what we're already doing, where we're on our phones most of the day anyway. And so it'll just be a little bit more of an immersive version of that.
I think I saw a headline, and I was just reading the headlines with this because I truly don't care about it because I don't, unless for some reason I see there's huge potential for something and for myself in it, I'm not going to probably focus on it at all. But that they're going to start mainly focus on video games, like being more interactive with video games, and then maybe it growing into being more of a lifestyle thing or something like that, which I could see the video game thing being probably pretty cool, but I don't play video games to begin with because they don't make me money or they don't build anything for me. But that's just why I don't play them. But who knows what the future is with that.
So the other thing that I was looking at this morning, just because I was bullshitting and I was drinking my coffee before I worked out, and I'm always kind of like downplaying, and I don't like you said, I don't really spend time worrying about it or thinking about it. But anytime I see NFT, I'm like, this is just stupid. But so many people are making money, right, selling it.
Yeah. So there's some legitimate.
So many brands, the NBA, UFC, companies, they're selling these things because there's money to be made, and I feel like. So here's how I feel about cryptocurrency, NFT, and the Metaverse. Is all these things are almost not. Well, they're not real physical things, but they're as popular and as valuable as people make them. So if everyone agreed, like, hey, Bitcoin's just some goofy, like, virtual coin, and no one really buys them, no one puts stock in them and values them, it's just going to be that $1 a coin thing that it was, like, in its origin, right?
Yeah.
But once people are, like, buying into the hype, these NFTs are interesting, and people are like, oh, this is going to be important years from now. And so people are buying them and buying into, you know what I mean? It's like this like, I want to get ahead of the curve type deal.
Yeah.
And so NFTs, to me, I was watching a video on it. It was basically explaining, like, hey, so if you were a painter, right, or you worked in Photoshop, you made a graphic design, and you wanted to post your shit online for sale, but you didn't want someone to be able to like screenshot it and like, you know, and they have like the ownership of it or whatever. So basically you create an NFT, which is like a virtual signature on it that makes that actual version that you posted authentic. So it's kind of like if you went to a baseball auction and you bought an authentic Babe Ruth signed ball, right? Like someone might have the same signature on a ball and it looked the same. It's like when you can print someone's signature on a jersey or something, right? But it's not authentic. So you have the authentic version. So it's kind of like that. So like let's say I posted a painting online and you bought the painting, you'd have the authentic version. But here's the thing that makes it completely useless to me is, okay, sure, someone has the authentic version. Who gives a shit? I can screenshot it. I can, you know, if you buy a YouTube clip, right, that's famous, I can still play that YouTube clip.
I can still rip it off.
Why do I care if it's authentic?
I don't know. I guess.
Oh, I have the authentic rookie card of Kyle Ripkins Jr. It's like, okay.
I guess because there is some type of scarcity to it. Like,
well, there's technically only one authentic version, but how many actual objects are worth having the authentic version, right? Traditionally, I mean, how many people do we know that buy like sports memorabilia that's authentic? I don't know anybody. The people
Not
that
anymore.
the people that do are like, you know, millionaires. They just want to buy cool shit, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe for them buying NFTs is cool because you own something that's authentic. But for the average person, owning something very specific, a scene, a movie, or whatever, as an NFT doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and maybe me and you both think a little differently because I think I agree with you. Most of the stuff isn't physical.
Yeah.
It's all digital. So like if I was to pull something, if I had an NFT on my phone, like the file, I pull it up. Hey man, I just bought that for $500,000. You'd be like, what the fuck? But if I showed you this sick ass painting on my wall and I just spent $500,000, you'd be like, yo, that's fucking sick. Like that's one.
Yeah.
That's a physical painting. Like it's something you can see.
You can take a picture of it, but it's the physical thing. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I
maybe someone can convince it. If you can convince us, comment or send us a message, and we'll get you on the show. Possibly.
Make us look like idiots.
Make us look like idiots.
Which we probably are.
But I haven't been able to find, like, you know, I haven't been able to find really, and I haven't looked that hard, but I haven't really found an explanation
with
that
NFTs,
makes it.
It's people making, like, nothing. Like, they'll put a squiggle on a piece of paper and they'll sell it, which is art, you know, technically. You see some art out there that's fucking, like, you can't even tell what the fuck it is, but people pay millions for it, like actual art.
That's what I mean. It's as valuable as people decide it is. But I don't know why people are deciding this shit is valuable.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I just had to bitch about it because I was watching like that video this morning. I was like, what the hell are people doing?
Maybe we don't truly understand the process. I don't know. I'm just giving it the benefit of the doubt because there is like big money. There's some big money in it, sounds like.
Well, it's the same thing in a way with crypto. So like I'm not like a big Debbie Downer with crypto. Like I get the concept a bit. I understand, you know, how you can, you know, use it and buy it and blah, 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 and less trackable, all that shit. But, you know, I was talking to Maddie about it last night in the car and how I feel about it, because some people will say that, oh, eventually it's going to, like, replace U.S. currency, right? Have you heard that before?
Kind of.
And I don't think it ever will, mainly because at the end of the day, what is Bitcoin compared to, so you know how valuable it is? Currency, actual U.S. dollars, or it could be something else.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be compared to other cryptocurrencies, but where are most people looking at the value? They're looking at it in terms of U.S. dollars. And so even if so I look at it more as like a stock that happens to be like a cryptocurrency, because you could still, some places you can buy stuff with crypto, right? Yeah. But I almost think of it as you're buying, let's say, a car, a Tesla, with a certain amount of stock. It's almost like you're buying it with Apple stock or something like that, because it's so volatile, which is one thing. So, you know, as far as a stock compared to a cryptocurrency, I mean, the value is so crazy, which pro, you can make a shit ton, but con, like the past 2 weeks, Bitcoin's down like 20-something grand. And so when you're trying to like save money or make investments, I think, some people are winning big, but it's such a dangerous, weird game to play. Even though overall Bitcoin's gone up, there are other cryptocurrencies that have not turned out that way. And again, I think at the end of the day, what I was telling Maddie was, even if Bitcoin became like the main currency, it's still going to be compared to US dollars, and I'll just be able to transfer and buy the Bitcoin equivalent, with my dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's never like, oh, if you don't get any Bitcoin, you're going to be fucked because you're not going to have any money. It's like, no, I'll use my money to buy Bitcoin and transfer it over. It's not like the US dollar currency value just disappears.
No.
You know what I mean?
But it doesn't help that the more they print it, the more inflation happens and the value of the dollar goes
For
down.
sure. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing is having products and services that mean to something to people and value.
Oh, of course. Like
So-
the moment you get cash, at least this is what. Thank you to Uncle G.
Uncle G.
But like the moment you get cash, it's like you buy an asset of some sort, whether it's a product, a service, or
Ideally,
something
Yeah.
that doesn't lose value as quickly as money does.
Mm.
So get rid of the cash as quickly as you can and buy something with it that holds the value.
Like a bird.
Like the
Like
bird.
the bird.
Or the dumb truck.
The dumb truck, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. NFTs, they're weird. They're fucking
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, look, like I said, we talked about it before. I feel like if you're winning doing it,
Yeah,
go for
power
it.
on you.
But
I ain't.
I'm
doing
not. No. You and me got fucked over in the Doge crisis.
Still sitting on it.
Yeah, me too, man.
I looked at it this morning. So obviously, this
Is
is
it down like 50%, basically?
it's
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like a little
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah, dude.
It ain't pretty. I was like, man, I could have pulled it like a few weeks back, but at least it didn't look as bad. But I'm in
Yeah.
that long game. When 10 years from now, when like I see it on the news, Doge,
Yeah,
is
Doge
skyrocketed.
skyrockets. Yeah.
Oh fuck,
Yeah, it's gonna be me, dude. You and me both. Then that's when we get the bird.
that's when I get it. That Doge bird.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. What were we talking about before that? Before all this
Facebook
Ranting?
and bullshit. But
ranting?
dude, I'm losing my mind a little bit. Haven't ran since Thursday. Did a real
Yeah.
light run and kind of losing my mind. But leg feels amazing. If I don't think I talked about it when I was with Ronnie last on the show, but past basically week, a little bit over a week, was dealing with some IT band syndrome. So what I'm basically experiencing is like some sharp nerve pain just on like a random step, walking or running. Typically it's by running, but
You say it's more towards your knee, not towards
I
your
feel
hip.
it. So I feel it on the outside of my knee, but it's like you don't always feel the pain where the problem is. And based off all the symptoms, and I've dealt with this before, it's based off IT band issue, and I feel like sharp nerve
I think I'm
pain.
dealing with that too.
Yeah, and which cyclists get that a lot too.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing to fix it is making sure I'm doing a lot of abductor exercises to strengthen that area, because a lot of times I'm lifting all the time, which is a great way to prevent injuries, but I'm not doing anything in a lateral plane of motion, right? So everything is pretty front back,
I do
but
a lot of that too.
yeah, hit it from the front and the back.
Front and back.
Sometimes you need to hit it from the side. Is the truth
Hey.
of the matter. So, doing some abductions, some banded abduction, things like that, and strengthening it up. A little bit of stretching the IT band. You don't want to foam roll it, if anyone's wondering.
You don't?
No, not a good idea. Because basically,
They wouldn't like lengthen it out a little bit, like
no,
stretch it?
because the way the IT band is, it's sitting along the side of your leg, and pushing down on it is only going to make the issue worse if you're pushing against other nerves and things like that. Like rolling it,
Sort of stretch it a little bit.
but it's a tendon. It's not a muscle, so
You
you're not going to
stretch that
stretch it.
thing.
Nice, stretch that thing out. But anyway, you don't want to do that. So tip to people. But so stretching the glutes, training them. Anyway, been dealing with that a week and a half. Last week, I was kind of doing these like 3-mile runs on the treadmill to try and like run as much as I could before the pain would trigger, because it wasn't like consistent. It would just be like I take one step and boom, there's pain, and then I need to like stop immediately. So I was trying to work through it, but then I realized I was like, this is just going to be such a pain in the ass. I just need to take a few days off and then come on back. So first day running back is going to be Wednesday. I'll do like a little 3-mile run, and then ideally 4 miles. Thursday, another 3-4 miles. Friday, and then try and do Saturday 6 miles. Just work back into it slowly, but feeling amazing. Haven't felt A second of pain the past 3 days, and I've been training legs through it, doing my drills. But I'm eager to get back. I got that race coming up in March, and I'm just nervous that I'm like losing my fitness, but I know it'll come back, quicker than I realize. But yeah,
nice.
That's what I've been dealing with. Lifting workout's been great though.
Good.
Lifting workout's been great. I did a top set of 16 reps today on squats, and my lungs were on fire.
Shit. That's a lot.
Yeah. But workout's been great. Oh, we got the new machines, man. New machines at Iron Built Gym.
Oh, yeah, they're
if
very
you're
nice.
local, you got to come check it out. $10 day pass or sign up.
Yeah, they're
But the machines are freaking killer. The chest supported T-bar feels so comfortable on it. The swiveling handles feel real smooth. You can really hit it from any angle. The multi-grip row all has like every angle you could try basically, and it feels great. And then the side lateral raise, you can't miss with that.
I can't decide which one I like the most, whether it's the seated multi-grip with a T-bar.
Yeah, I'm torn between two.
I did both of them today. It's supposed to be chest today, but my shoulders and upper back and neck have been so fucked up. So I was like, well, let me do some pull-up motions, because I needed to just open my chest up. So I got on the T-bar, felt great connection with that, like right in like between the scapula, where I'm always sort of like stupid tight, rear delts felt great.
I think I like the T-bar a little bit more because it's almost, the stretch is so good, dude. Around my armpit right below, I was so sore Saturday. Doesn't take much weight. You don't really even need much. And then I feel like it's just simple versus the multi-grip. It's very simple too. It's chest supported and everything like that. But you kind of have to, I guess, worry about both unilateral arms, which is pro-con. But with the T-bar, it's almost just basic, and you just can't not use your back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Versus the multi-grip, maybe you can get your biceps involved a little bit.
Yeah, you can't really muscle the T-bar. I mean, you can get a little body English to it, but it's holding you tight against that chest pad.
Yeah. And you're standing into it, so maybe that's part of it. Versus the other one, you're seated.
Yeah, that one, you can't. Yeah, it's hard to muscle that shit, so it humbles you quick. But yeah, I like the multi-grip too, because I was able to, I started a little lower on those undergrip handles, but then I went up a little higher with the top ones, and I was like, oh shit, I feel even better in that area. So it's like wherever you're feeling it for that day or whatever you're trying to hit.
Well, it's the grip, and then you also got to play with the chest pad that moves forward and backwards.
I saw that.
So.
I really haven't fucked with it. I'm too scared to fuck with it. Not scared because I don't know what I'm doing, but like I'm feeling it where I'm hitting it now.
There's so many different ways you can do it. I feel like there's a magic way for like align the chest pad with the grip, with the seat height on you. You know what I mean? To find the right angle. But yeah, dude, it's lovely. I'm glad all the members are freaking pumped about it.
Yeah. Every day I've been in here. Yesterday, the only people that were in here were on those two.
Yeah. And just because when we spend a lot of money, we're not just trying to fill space. We want people to be freaking pumped and excited about the equipment. Yeah. And the last few stuff we've gotten, all those pieces, and then also even like when we got the hack squat, like that hack squat's always used. People love it. So it makes us feel good to know that we're getting some stuff that people want. What's a sleeper out there? I don't think you even use that much. That tricep extension, that thing fucks. Do you not like it?
I can tell you sort of why.
Why?
I like it, but I want one Santa with a back pad.
The little small pad in the back fucks with you?
No, it doesn't fuck with me, but I feel like I have to use my core and a lot other muscles.
You do have to use once you get heavier. Your core does work.
I don't know what brand or where I remember using it, but there's one that's sort of similar, but it has an upper back pad that moves back and forth like a clip, and it throws your chest real tight against it, and all you do is just lean back into it and just push away. But that one works, but I don't have a strong core, so I just feel like I'm all over the fucking place.
Yeah. This guy's got nothing in his guts.
Yeah, well,
just empty.
I like it. I've used it. I probably used it 2 weeks ago. When I do use it, it does blow my fucking triceps up.
Yeah.
I usually have a lot of English to it, like a lot of body movement.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to go heavy, and I probably should lighten it up.
What do you use?
Like 95 or 100.
Okay, I use a 95, yeah.
But I noticed myself like
you definitely have to.
Shit.
I mean, I like shift my hips and butt back into that little lower back pad, and then I tuck my feet in underneath, and you do like feel your core working, but I feel like if you can kind of get in the right groove,
That's good.
supersetting that with like some kind of like cable, either rope or bar like curl.
Yeah.
Man, I had Maddie work out with me this weekend,
Yes,
and
sir.
she said she had the best workouts and her arms were super pumped. So,
Shit.
yeah, pumped her up.
I'm trying to think what I think's a sleeper.
You know what I don't use as much as I used to, and it's not because it's bad. It's a great machine. Is that flat chest press?
The Nautilus?
Hammer.
Yeah, I haven't touched that in a while.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. It's you don't have to set it up. You just lay back and do it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
why.
I haven't either.
I think it's because I usually do like a heavier press, like either bench press or like incline dumbbell.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I don't really need like another flat, heavier press.
Yeah.
But then I do love using the Nautilus, but it's different since it's stacked.
It
and
is.
the tension, you know.
And it converges a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been doing dumbbell flat, so like, I usually don't want to do another flat right after that.
Yeah.
But it's good. I forget it's there. I see people use it though, so it's getting love.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I guess maybe the dip bar is a sleeper because like I never see anybody use that really.
Yeah,
The
I don't
dip
think a lot of
attachment?
people like using dips though. I noticed you set it really high where you gotta like jump up.
Yeah, my feet.
I gotta
can't really
get up a
touch.
little bit, but I set it like one notch below yours, so it's a
Yeah.
little bit easier for me to do it. But yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
want
Well, you had that shit up by your ears.
you on that
almost.
junior rack, dog.
Nah. I had another thing I wanted to talk about. Let me see.
Well,
if it's worth it.
here's what, if I need to rant. This is
Yeah.
earlier. And
Yeah,
it's
go
just
for it.
on my mind real quick. It's something short and sweet. When I called, so I got a call from our label guy.
Oh shit.
So,
what's going on?
We're not from Brian. So this is another guy that our label printing company,
Yeah.
and they're called Fortis. They're down
Yeah,
in
call
Georgia.
him out. Call him out.
You know, I mean, no, my guy Marty, who's my rep there. If
Yeah.
y'all need labels printed, Marty's the
I thought it was
fucking
called
man.
Q something.
Yeah, they just got
They got
acquired
bought.
by Fortis. So now he's like, hey, Marty from Fortis QTL.
Yeah.
So he got bought. But great guy. Guy always is pretty good on getting around, turning around shit for me and getting me set up with what I need. But I called one of his assistant, and I think it's from when I read a book about it, and then once I read the book about customer service and them calling this action out, it makes you like more perceptive to it, and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm getting put through the ringer right here. Not the ringer, but like you're going through this, I don't know, barricade or barrier right here, and I'm going to show you the scenario. So I call him like, hey, Rihanna, assistant, is Marty available? I'd like to speak with him. I missed his call. And she was like, yeah, sure. May I ask which your name and who's calling? And I was like, oh, it's Austin from Gymflow. She was like, okay, I'll see if he's available. And it's just like, he's available. You're just screening a call.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think there should be any. It should be like, yes, he's here, or he's not. Like if Marty's in the building and he's not taking a dump, he's available.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a it's so minute, but like I see where they're screening the call, and obviously he probably wants to talk to me because I'm gonna pay him.
Yeah.
But if like, I don't know, I don't like.
I know
that.
what you mean. Yeah.
If I was to have somebody answer my phone, and if I'm in the building, I'm available.
Yeah.
Unless I'm taking a dump, and let him know, hey, Austin's taking a dump.
He'll take your call now.
Hey, pass it over the fucking wall.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Burn.
But I don't know. It's something
Yeah.
about that I don't know if it bugs you or if you ever notice it. I think it's just a.
The only thing I hate is the fucking Comcast service or any business to where you call and you get hit with a robot and you cannot get to an actual
yeah, well, no,
person
you
for
say,
like
"Speak to a
15 minutes. Speak
representative."
to a representative. Let me try and help you first. And then I'm like, no, speak to a representative. What could I help you with today?
Yeah.
Let me try. Like, no.
And it's
No.
too bad that most of those companies, Comcast, UPS, shit like that, it's not like you can't not give them your business. Like they have it dominated.
Yeah.
Like
where do you
like
go?
I would be willing to pay even a little bit more to have like one-on-one interactions with
Yeah.
somebody that I'm able to work with and
Yeah.
call if I actually had a problem. Be like, hey, my name's Jim. I'm
Yeah.
going to be your guy. If shit
Yeah.
pops up, you give me a fucking call. I'm going to pick up my
Yeah.
phone. That's the people I want to work with.
Yeah,
but
that's the problem with phone and internet is you're at the will of those big name companies.
Yeah.
You know, you want to try calling Verizon or Comcast or
Nah, dude.
Sprint, good luck.
they're going to say, eat that dick.
Yeah, eat that dick.
Eat this thing.
Yeah.
And we're going to pick up the phone when we feel like it.
Yeah. For real.
I've been dicked. I mean, I'm sure you have too.
Yeah.
We've all been dicked.
Yeah, we have.
I don't like it the way it tastes.
No.
It don't taste
No.
good.
Not at all.
Yeah, but that was my little rant. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's cheap. I don't know, the way I see it after, like, I see it from, like, the grand scheme. It's like you're just screening calls, which I see. People don't want to talk to everybody, but it's like, you know they're there. You know they're available. You're just screening the call. Don't do it.
The other thing I wrote down that I was thinking about, I don't remember the exact, honestly, reason why I wrote this down, but I think it was related to owning the gym or just other things I do now, was trying to have and see a long-term vision and understand that things will take a long time and that your vision or what you're trying to build towards, like, adapts and changes over time. So, for example, you know, we've had the gym now for a year, and before the gym, you know, for about like 4 or 5 years before that, you know, like most people do, they have the idea like, oh, I want to open up a gym one day. And it's hard to realize this goal is set like way far out, and to kind of keep it in the back of your mind, because you can't bring it to the forefront every day, because it's not something you can do overnight. But it is something you need to kind of keep in the back of your head, so you do take those like small steps along the way. It's kind of like, what can I do this year to get closer there? What can I do for that year? And I feel that most people can handle weekly, monthly, or even up to a year goals. But trying to see way far into the future and remind yourself of that end goal is sometimes hard to do.
It's hard to commit to.
Yeah, it's hard to commit to. And so even when you're putting money away, you know, putting money away for 2 years is so hard, you know, because no one really understands what you're doing, why you can't go out, what you're saving towards. And honestly, you don't even know, like, exactly where things are going to end up, you know. And even, you know, we can apply it now to our business, or, you know, you can apply it to gym flow as well. As it's like, okay, well, where do we want to be in 2024? And we can't buy that product or make those moves now, move to that bigger warehouse space now. But what can we do this year so that we're more prepared to make those other steps in 2023, to make those final steps in 2024?
Yeah.
And instead of ever taking those steps, you almost just say, oh, I'll worry about that goal when I get there, or something like that. But you almost need to figure out where you want to be way out in the line, and then kind of walk it back and figure out, okay, well, here's what I need to do from 23 to 2024. Okay, well, here's what I need to do 2022 to 2023. And I think it's a valuable exercise, because I know a lot of times we talked about goal setting, and, you know, it sounds repetitive, but it is like I think it's one of the biggest things you can do to just help get yourself moving in life. And I think it's something that you've improved a lot upon in the past, you know, year. And, you know, even something I've done a better job of holding myself to with running, because I think it's so easy. Because I was thinking about it with this race coming up, right, March. And I was like, well, dealing with this injury, and then, you know, with the trip that Maddie and I are going on in January, I was like, I'm only going to have like 10, 11 weeks to train for this run. And it's going to be the hardest run I've ever done. I was like, damn, do I really have time for this? And I feel like I've been in a perpetual state of training for a next race. And then I was thinking, well, I also want to do what's traditional for runners to do, is have a couple races a year. You know, they don't have to be the same length. But it could be a half marathon, and then a little bit later you do an ultra, and then a little bit later you do a marathon, right? And I was like, well, maybe after this 50K, I'll just hang out. You know, I'll still train hard. I'll still work my volume up, but I don't need a plan for a race. And I was like thinking about it, and sure, I could do that and still maintain a good level of fitness, but that's not really going to push me to like the next level, you know? I feel like I'll just get stagnant, like we spoke about before, if you don't set that next goal.
Yeah.
Even if it's far out, even if it is like the 5-year thing like I talked about, just having something in the back of your mind to work towards, you know, whether it is that 100-mile race, or what's after the 100. Well, I'd like to do like an actual race. So maybe you think, okay, well, hit this 100 in April, and then in the fall, I had that next race I need to sign up for and think about. Because it's just, time passes by so quick. And if you're not always demanding more from yourself to improve, you have no really reason or resistance to improve. So that's a long ramble.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I am definitely an example for that still lately. I'm not great at goal setting still, but I have gotten a little bit more intuitive about it, or at least, I hold myself a little bit more accountable for like being like, all right, I need to think a little bit further ahead than just tomorrow. Because for the longest time, it was just like, all right, tomorrow or the weekend.
Well, because a lot of things can't get done in a day, you know? So you have to, I mean, we talked about it, and I think it's, good to sit down. And I think I told you over the weekend, I was like, I think it'd be really efficient to just set these weekly objectives even for Gym Flow, because things are still getting done, but I think when you have clear objectives and you're as clear and honest with yourself or your business as you can be, then you know what needs to get done, and you can, hit these things. And if you miss it, you can examine why I haven't done this yet, And, one of the best things I ever did was a couple of years ago getting like a little bullet journal and having a little planner for week to week, so I can really figure out my client work, but also to-do list items I need to get done, like for the gym. I mean, it's overwhelming sometimes to remember, to email this out and set up these photos, and you got to plan this, and then other things we're planning in the long term for the business or the website or memberships or things like that. And it's easy to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
So just taking it in bites and little steps is a lot easier to kind of get down that whole enchilada.
Yeah. I agree.
Any other funny or interesting things to talk about?
No, not really. So so here's in the back of my head. I kind of got Saturday, felt great, came in, did my ride. Yesterday, long fucking day, still made it out here, got a ride. And it's like, man, I need to get outside though. And I'm getting to a point where it's like, all right, the next 3 weekends pretty much are fucked. My birthday weekend, I can definitely ride. No matter if it's, as long as it's not fucking pouring raining, I can get out there and do it because I'm free that weekend. But like next weekend, I'm going to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and I'm not giving myself excuses, but I'm at least starting to think ahead. I'm like, hey, if I'm going out of town the whole weekend, I'm going to have to get those hours in somehow. So now it's like, well, I need to definitely
squeeze them in during
the week. And now it's like, it's got my mind racing like, all right, well, where the fuck am I going to fit in 2 hours?
Yeah.
Not including the ride down there, ride back type thing. But those are things that have been on my head, at least this past weekend and this morning for the most part. Because, I could skip the weekend, but there's not that many weekends from now till April if I think about it,
Yeah.
Or at least till the next 50, which is this coming month.
That's what I mean, man. The time flies.
You think? I mean, I think I have time, but I don't. When I look at it 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, and that's just short. That's still not even like that long term.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I don't have that much time.
Yeah. Creeps up on you.
Yeah.
Creeps up on you.
But, speaking of goals, I definitely need to sit down and look at some scheduled stuff for 2022 of setting a race or something like that. Because I'm going to put it out there. I enjoy the riding. Been able to do it pretty consistently. And I don't feel like I'm pulling my teeth to get on the bike or do it. I feel great after it, especially when I ride outside. Something just totally different. It's like raw.
Certainly different.
It's raw. It's like a raw emotion when you're out there. You feel good. You feel like you're just in the wind. You feel like you're the breeze, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same way. You're just out there with
breeze.
You're just out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to start looking into something like that.
Yeah.
Whether it's something local. I'm sure Ron.
You also got to sit down and look at Gym Flow numbers for the year like we did last year and figure out what we did right.
Numbers ain't looking good, boss.
All right, people. Hopefully a good show.
Yeah,
a little bit of ranting in the front, a little bit of value in the back end.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking on labels, just a little update. Approved and got 4,000 labels
Nice.
coming.
Of each?
2,000 of each.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got big goals.
Biggies.
But so that being said, the ball's in. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but the ball's in fucking motion. Ball's in the court for the next Gym Flow product. So very excited for that.
Share the show. We are uploading clips now, so
Yeah.
if you don't want to chew off, or if you haven't, I guess if you're listening right now, you probably did chew off the whole thing.
Moving forward.
But you can share the clips to people, or share the whole show, subscribe, all that jazz. Follow us on Instagram, and we'll catch y'all next week.
See you next time. We're out.